Hey, it's Tony and Reginald
Yes, we're back again.
coming back at you from the Voice 17104 studio to do some updates. We got a bunch of updates about some stuff that's happened in the past and some stuff that's coming in the future.
Yes.
Ways you can continue to support us, and let's just get right to it.
All right, let's start with what happened in the past. The launch party.
I mean, we got to.
The launch
There's
event
so
was-
much to talk about regarding the launch party.
Yes. You want to give them a little taste of it real quick?
Yeah, so first of all, we want to appreciate everybody that supported us leading up to and stopped out that night and spent
Yes.
some time with us, right? I mean, it was
Yes.
just a really awesome event. We had, we're going to do some shout outs here in a minute, give you the numbers, but I mean, just generally speaking, we packed the house. We had a good meal, a lot of stories. Rep Matson gave a really inspiring, touching speech about his own personal story
Yes.
as part of that. We just had a really good time. Raffles looked amazing. People were super excited.
Yes.
We raised over $500 or $600 just in raffle prizes, and we just gave away a lot of really cool stuff. And I really think it showed.
I was happy to see the community come together.
I was going to say, I really think of all that happened, what it really showed
Yes.
is we have a really good local community that really
Yes.
cares. And that's really what I took away mostly from that event, outside of all the other really cool things.
Right.
Yeah, so what was your biggest moment of the night? What did really stood out for you? What did you
What
think?
really stood out, honestly, to sit there and see you had your local firefighters that showed up. They took time out, even coming after training. That was a big welcome for me and saying, hey, they're out here. Actually, we showed that support for them. They came and got their meals. But the overwhelming thing for me, once I sit there and saw at least, when I say anybody understands, different houses and cliques. I seen different houses and cliques come together that I've never seen before. Different cigar lounges and stuff coming together. The actual people from other communities that actually don't belong to the Sisters, Sons and Daughters of Italy, actually showed up to support. All type of Hailspire, Swartera, what do they call it? Is that pronunciation?
Sotera?
Yes, I saw those individuals there. I seen Harrisburg there. I seen Lebanon there. Mannheim. Huge turnout. Not just warm my heart, just stay and see it.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. You didn't tell me, because it was wrapping up towards the end of the night by the time the Colonial Park fire guys were able to
Yes,
come
yes.
spend some time after the training. But you didn't, I had to find out through Facebook. You didn't tell me that you went and got your picture taken with the Woo Woo truck.
Oh, the Woo Woo truck is awesome. That thing is nice.
I saw you
I've
sneak.
been a Woo Woo fan for a long time.
I didn't even
Woo,
realize you
woo.
snuck out there and took yourself a little
Yes.
picture with the Woo Woo
In the
truck.
freezing cold, mind you.
It was chilly that night, but okay.
Yes,
All
brisk.
right.
We don't call it cold. It was
Okay.
brisk.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough.
Hey.
That's all you, brother. Yeah, I mean, I also appreciate that, so just really some big shout outs, for some of the folks that showed up and supported us. The Sons of Italy did a fantastic job being just phenomenal hosts.
Yes, the food was
The
great.
bartenders, the staff that was there that night was fantastic. The food was incredible.
Yes.
Man, that lasagna, I tell you, it was amazing. So they did really good, a great job keeping the food coming as the folks were eating throughout the night. I think that
Yes.
was fantastic. Again, the space was fantastic. All the support they did, and on top of everything they did for us, they made a donation, which I thought was super awesome for them too. So we want to thank them for a $500 donation
Okay.
to the cause.
Yes.
So that was really something that was phenomenal to me, and I really appreciate them for
Okay.
doing that. We had Faulkner Body Works, right? They came out.
Yes.
They did fantastic supporters of us.
Yes, they did.
And their $1,000 donation, which was really incredible as
Yes.
well, to the cause.
They actually called and said, hey, Rich, what do y'all got going on? We heard about it. We're looking to support. And I was like, okay, whatever y'all feel like doing. He said, just send us the information that we need and we'll get it over to you. We're talking 48-hour turnaround for them. And they came out and supported. Great.
Wow.
It was incredible,
Yes.
for them to come out and spend some time with us, and for such a big contribution like that to start off our start off the year as we're getting ready or as we're getting started. I thought that was fantastic.
Yes, so Nick Raymore, thank you
Yes.
for your team for supporting.
Huge shout out
Yes.
to both those organizations, but definitely Faulkner Body Works for that huge donation. S&T Bank, the
Yes.
folks that we bank through, showed up, and gave us a donation as well.
Mm-hmm.
To our cause. I think that was really, really phenomenal. Again, the Colonial Park Fire guys coming over after a long day of training just to spend some time eating with us. We're super excited to be able to give them a hot meal with everything that they get to do. And I'm really hopeful that we get to continue to have events that we can, make sure we reach out to the local departments wherever we're
Let's
having an
let's
event.
make sure we're not missing anybody because we had.
We're not done yet. We're
Okay,
not done. We're
okay,
just saying
okay.
super
All
great
right,
to them.
all right.
You know, there's a lot more, and you might know more than I do, right? We want to do a huge shout out to Billy over at the 611 Collective
Yes.
for bringing over a fantastic cigar bar, and he was just a phenomenal energy and interactive with the guests. And
Yes,
it looked
yes,
like everybody
yes.
had a blast. And of course,
And those cigars are still available at 611.
I wanted to let everybody know, right, that those are phenomenal last minute audible that we have, and he was just fantastic at what he did. But he did, right? The event exclusive or our foundation exclusive band. So they are still available,
Yes,
right?
yes, they
you
are.
can head over to the 611 Collective over in Mechanicsburg, hang out with Billy, meet with Billy. Our cigars are in his humidor.
Yes, they are.
All the purchases of these specific cigars with our band on it will be donated back. And for a time period, he's also, I didn't know this until I stopped in a couple days after to thank him, he's doing a raffle. For a humidor that has our logo and our sticker on it.
Okay.
Heroes Unheard Foundation humidor. So anybody that goes out there, not only do you get a great stick, you get a cool custom exclusive cigar label. You get to donate to our foundation while enjoying a good stick, and you get put in for a raffle. And of course, I couldn't forget our gracious host that was unable to make it. So, sir,
My apologies.
that
Thank
is
you, man.
yours,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes.
So make sure you check that out. Head over to, again, 611 Collective. Stop in and say hi to Billy. Check out the cigars. He has very different flavors, right? Or different blends. He's got a Connecticut. He's got a Medora, and of course the one I handed over, my favorite, the Tate, the Barber Pole. So
Yes.
they'll be over there for a time being. So make sure you stop over there if you need to get a chance. Reach out to us if you need anything. We can hook you up too. But that was really cool. So thank you for everything that he did and the donation that he made for us that evening. I want to thank, obviously, everybody that came out to help the manpower that evening while the rest of you and I were kind of busy. My dad, my brother did a phenomenal job working the floor to get those raffle tickets sold.
Oh, yes, they were
The
hustling.
50-50, they were definitely hustling throughout the night. And, you know, I hate to disclose this, he did only buy one ticket for the 50-50, and he did not pull the ticket. But my dad did win the 50-50, but he donated that right back to the foundation. So I appreciate all the work that they did selling those raffles, and then of course all his hard work. But not only that, pushing those that donation right back into the foundation. I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
What else? Who else am I missing? Who did you see there? That's obviously Rep Matson stopping out.
Oh, yes,
busy schedule.
Yes.
Anytime someone like that can stop through. I mean, they're busy.
Okay.
And just to want to spend a few hours, and he didn't just drop a couple words and bounce. He spent he spent some time with us. He spent some time with folks. He chatted them up.
Yeah, he's
really,
very passionate about
I mean,
this.
he was. I really, really appreciate him in his office
Yes.
for carving time out of their busy schedule and everything they got going on and what they're doing to spend some time with us local guys. So I wanted to make sure we say a shout out to him. Who else you got?
Don't forget our members that we have from Harrisburg Beer and Cigar.
Yes. The
They
crew.
came out in fashion.
The crew.
So Harrisburg Beer and Cigar, thank you again for your support. I appreciate it for coming out.
Yeah, a lot of folks, them included, but there's a lot of folks throughout the night were just dropping some pretty big donations and weren't asking for the cigars or any of the thank you gifts. They were just saying, hey, put this aside. We don't need anything for it. So there's quite a few of those. Of course, our buddy Paulie from over there, right?
Yes.
Donated that 65-inch screen
yes.
TV.
Yes.
The grand prize winners of that were pretty excited, so that was pretty awesome. Andy Bathgate from, he's there, but he's also with PAC, and he helps Billy out at 611, donated a phenomenal humidor with 30 to 40 sticks that had to be valued
Yes.
at $400 to $500 worth of stuff there. HDA Cigars, they donated a box of their cigars, vet-owned organization.
Yes.
Donated a box for the raffle. You did a lot of great stuff, donating some stuff.
Ooh,
To
that's
the,
what we do. But
to the basket. We put in some of our stuff, a hat, some of our own cigars. So, I mean, everybody that stepped up to provide some kind of, a dear friend of mine, the Bushes, Carm, put together 2 baskets, a wine basket as well as a whiskey basket. We just had some phenomenal raffle that were donated
Yes.
by the community, by folks that wanted to step up. Myself and my brother donated 4 season tickets for next year's Bears game, so
Yes.
some folks and some families can just enjoy a night out around some hockey. These types of things were just through and through. The event was just phenomenally successful. I think, in my opinion, it was just a beautiful night.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So you ready for the total?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So let's do it. Through donations, through raffle, through 50-50. We had some late checks come in a little bit after the fact, but just for that event alone, we
Okay.
raised $3,357.
Nice.
$3,357 for a night of just getting together, sharing stories, and starting this process of supporting our local folks.
Yes.
So that's really humbling for me. You know, that was far exceeded my expectations what we were going to be able to
But
do.
I told you those numbers.
I knew they were
I
going to step
told
up.
you.
I knew they were going to step up, but I just still think it's demonstrative of their support. You know, we can lead the horse to water, but you know, it's going to be folks that step up for these events, and everybody stepped up for this event.
Yes.
And I am just so honored for that.
Like I said, we have been fielding calls of individuals that have been trying to reach out to us for assistance and everything else. And that's keep in mind, you have those people that are out there, right, especially right now, they're going through hard times and they're going through stressful moments. They're not even sure if they're going to have a JOB coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think from whatever's happening, and that's really good, Reg, because I wanted to go into this part, so that was
Yes.
a good segue. You didn't even know that's what I wanted to do here. Before we talk about some other really great announcements, updates, and some opportunities to continue to support us in the future. But I really wanted to spend a minute on that, right? And
Yes.
so, sure, we know what's occurring at the federal level right now is a little uncertain. We're not really sure. You know, folks, I think are worrying from a financial perspective. So I do respect that what we're able to do here in the local community can really help with that. But more than that, man, you know, since we started this thing, we've lost some people.
Yes, we have.
You know, shortly, even before the event started, we had the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with a wife whose veteran husband who was, you know, navigating PTSD, took his own life. And we had an opportunity to spend a few moments with her,
Yes.
talk with her, and support her. I think that was pretty incredible. I've known some people who have lost homes and fires. But more recently, you know, we had a pretty critical incident here in our area that made national news. And we had a tremendous amount of heroes running towards the gunfire. We lost an officer in that
Yes.
critical
Within
incident.
York, yes.
Yeah, well, an officer was lost here in the recent area. Several others were injured during that. And I've had an opportunity over three different meetings to just sit and listen and support different people, right? People that were there through UPMC. I got to meet that day. I got dispatched out there to sit with them and hear their stories. I got to meet a couple of our heroes from the state police that were involved in that. And then last week, a whole group of folks just around that area, local folks, one of which was one of their officers that was injured. He made he's making a full recovery. But I got to meet him specifically, his family, his loved ones, the wives of the officers and the officers themselves. And just, I'm going to tell you, it was a really heavy emotional week for me. Listen to their stories.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it.
That's what I said. I can sit there and
saw
say,
it.
I know. It was a drainful thing. And I want to sit there and say, thank you.
No, not for me, right? I mean, I'm just doing my part. We're doing our
But
part.
that week right there was a long week for you,
It was
brother.
a long
I
week.
know it was.
It was draining, but those stories were just so incredible.
Yes.
And whether it's through the clinic that I work with, right, my own personal self, or this foundation, really validated what we're doing.
Yes.
You know, politically or whatever, we may have our opinions, but not everyone. You know, there's a lot of people that when they put that uniform on, it's not all the negativity that we associate with it, right? That event demonstrated 50 to 60 individuals that may have known each other before that across the counties. I'm talking York, Cumberland, Dauphin. There was 50 or 60 individuals in that hallway for a nurse they've never met before,
Right.
and to make sure that patients that were on the ICU that they never met before, they don't know skin color, they don't know economic status, they don't know anything about these individuals, and ran towards the gunfire.
Yes.
And that's just incredible to me. And we have to remember that. We have to remember that these folks, besides kind of some of our experience, not all of them may be associated with that, and they're literally laying their lives down. It wasn't just those folks; it was the firefighters and the EMS that had to, all after the fact,
Oh,
that
yeah.
were securing or providing medical service to those individuals as well as the hospital staff. It's the hospital staff that we oftentimes forget about in all of this,
Yes.
right? And what they go through. And it was just an incredible emotional experience to realize that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of individuals that came together on that Saturday that may have never met each other before for a common cause. And that was really moving to me. And I think that's what we're doing. So the folks that showed up at our event,
Yes.
that's what this money's going towards, right? We've reached out to those folks to see if there's any way we can provide support to the officers and those that are involved in
Right.
that incident, right? We've reached out to family members if there's anything that we can do, as they're recovering from their injuries, whether they're physical or obviously the very emotional injuries that a lot of those nurses are going to experience as the aftermath of that event, right? And that wasn't the only one. We had similar events going on that we
Yes.
weren't even aware of. We've had multiple officers in Virginia lose their life. There's just a lot of really phenomenal heroes that are putting their life on the line for people that they don't even know, complete strangers. And so I hope throughout what we're trying to do, these many other fantastic organizations that are also supporting these folks, and this is just a plea to the general public to continue to find any ways possible to support these folks.
Right.
Financially, volunteer to support events that may raise money, even if you're not able to yourself. There are many organizations and events that just need manpower. My organization was at Motorama, and we had a lot of great folks there, including the contestants of the Miss Motorama competition that were out helping sell raffle tickets for our organization. It could be events like that
Right.
that help us, right? Chicken barbecues, bingos, carnivals, all this stuff that organizations have that are all ways to fund their organizations.
That's what I tell people.
They need manpower as much as
Let me interrupt you
finances.
right quick. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like to talk about this piece right now is because everybody looks at things at a micro level, at their level. Then you start looking at things as a macro. Everybody sits there and says, okay, well, my little $5 is not going to help. But on a macro level, when they come together as a collective, all those things that are put together as a collective, it's what's going to get people over the hump. That's the thing. Not so much as a micro, but a macro level of assistance. And that's what we're here, bonding that bridge.
Every single dollar that showed up, right? Every raffle ticket that was purchased.
Yes.
Every item that was donated for a raffle basket. And to be honest with you, especially what I do in my business, right? Or, what I did for the various different officers, which was through kind of like a volunteer organization. It's also just showing up.
Yes.
There's no monetary value. Just showing up for these individuals. Just showing up. And that's what we're hopeful for. Just to show up, listen to their stories, put words to their stories, or just help.
Yes.
Right? Help in an organization, give a couple bucks. We're going to have a few opportunities here coming up that folks can continue to support our organization and the cause. But, I didn't mean to get on a soap op there, but just, recently.
No, stay up there because this is very informative and people
Recently,
need to
we've
understand.
had some really significant events going on in our country
Yes.
and in our local community that has really hammered home that we need to take care of each other. We need to take care of everybody, right? And we need to take care of this population
Yes.
because they're really battling for
It's a
us.
very neglected population that's out there. And like you said, they sign up to take these jobs not knowing who they're going to have to protect, who they're going to sit there and rescue and offer assistance to. And that goes for everything from your first responder, which is your firefighters, your policemen, your nurses, your staff that you have out there. But you said it right there. Just show up. If a stranger even sends a card and says, hey, thinking about you, it's that moment right there that makes it worthwhile for them.
100%. Get your kids. I mean, if your kids are passionate about it, sending thank you cards to your local fire company or your police station, sit there and color a picture, right? Like, there's just so much, at the end of the day, they just want to know that we're there. And,
Yes.
We do know that as human beings, we have a tendency to really show folks that we're there when there's a really critical incident. And I think that's really important.
Give me my flowers while I'm alive.
I think that's really important,
Yes.
but I do believe that it's also really important to show up in between those instances.
Yes, when the things are good.
Right, so thank somebody walking down the street. Again, just a thank you, a smile, I appreciate you, a color, a picture. drop something off around the holidays to a local fire department, whether it's just a thing of cookies, or again, it doesn't even need to be anything. It could be a hand-drawn card. It could be a letter that just says thank you. Funds are important for sure, but words of encouragement, words of thanks, and just letting folks know that this is why they put their life on their line for us. So that's what we're hopeful to do. So thank you. So what are some opportunities, man? Let's get off of the somber stuff and kind of talk about some stuff we got coming up. So
I got some things in the works.
We talked about the cigars, right? So
Yes.
if you're cigar folk, again, there's an
I'm thinking about
opportunity.
meals right now.
Listen, there's more.
Okay,
there's more
okay,
coming,
go ahead.
but I just wanted to, we threw that one up there. What are you
Yes.
thinking? We got another one coming up here in about a month or so that I think we can get on board to ask folks.
Okay.
So if anybody's interested in supporting, we're going to gather some money. We're going to gather some Easter baskets for some families.
Most definitely.
We're definitely going to make sure we target some of the individuals that we just recently identified that had experienced this critical incident. Certainly, the family of the officer that
Yes.
was lost. We're going to make sure we try to track something down and get them an Easter basket over to their kiddos as they're trying to navigate this
Right.
significant adjustment in this first holiday without their loved ones.
Yes.
So we're definitely going to identify that. But if you've identified other hardships, some other things, if some folks are not quite sure how they might be able to, or really would like to, provide some additional stuff for their kiddos through Easter baskets, please, we're going to put up on our Facebook and our website a link to sign up for if you're a family in need that would like an
Yes.
Easter basket. We're going to put a link out there. And of course, if anybody would like to sponsor an Easter basket, we'll put up information out there, what that cost would be if anybody would like to sponsor
Yes.
any Easter baskets. We're going to gather those, as well as more details on if we have a location and a date for folks to come pick up the baskets. We might need some help there, or some individuals can't and they're local and we need to deliver. There may be some opportunity for some folks to help us deliver some Easter baskets as well. So
keep
more
in mind-
information coming on that.
Let them know also that, well, I'm not telling you, I can sit there and tell them. If there are special needs out there for your child, if you're looking to get those Easter baskets, make that known.
Yeah.
If there's allergies and stuff like that, because, one size doesn't fit all.
We'll definitely make sure that when we'll do like a Google form, and when I put it in there, I'll make sure I put something in there about allergies or
Yes.
additional things to stay away from, right? Or maybe even possibly things that are really the kiddo's really big into, so that we could possibly see if it's an opportunity to add that to a basket, right?
Right.
So if there's any way that we can help, again, what you're doing as first responders, emergency responders, and veterans. Try to, check some of that humility at the door, right? Just by what you do every day, kind of deserve this, right? So I hope that people reach out. I hope that people take the opportunity to sign up for getting a basket, right, for their kiddos and their families. So we're going to get
Yes.
that information. Follow us on Facebook, right? Follow us on Instagram and our website. We'll give that information at the end of the podcast today. We'll have that all over the place. Contact information. If you don't have any of that, email us. One way or the other, we're going to make sure we get this out so that folks have an opportunity. So if you're in need or you think that's something that could really be helpful for you this Easter season, please reach out to us. And if you are interested in supporting or sponsoring a basket or a number of baskets, we'll have an opportunity to reach out to us or to donate some money that's going to specifically be earmarked for the Easter basket drive. And when we have some additional details figured out, if there's some folks that would like to help with just manpower, again, just showing up for this could be helpful. So that's something I'm super excited about.
Yes. Also, make sure you add on there. I know it's not going to be on that little sheet for the Easter basket, but separately, if there's topics that people have questions about,
Yeah.
about getting assistance, let's reach out to them and make sure they have that. We can start getting these experts out here because I have several experts that are lined up from the VA, VA helplines and stuff like that are anxious to come in here and start filtering questions.
Yeah, we definitely have. I agree with that. If there's questions, so we're going to put out again today. If you would like to be on the show, please let us know. And we have a list of them. We have a line of them. We we just wanted to do this update after the launch party, but we've got some people in the wings that are going to
Yes.
start getting scheduled to start talking about what they do. Veterans Outreach is another one with the tiny homes and what they're doing for veterans and
yes,
the homeless
yes.
population down there. They're super eager to come aboard and have a conversation. I've met a lot of great folks. We've met a lot of great folks. So we have a list that is growing, but yes, if you want, again, we'd love to hear from the veterans and the emergency responders and their families specifically on what they're experiencing, positives, or maybe some areas that we don't think about that could be continued areas or opportunities for support. We'd love to hear that. But yeah, I love the idea. If you'd like to see a particular guest or you'd like to see a particular topic addressed,
Yes.
reach out to us and let us know so that we can find some guests to come on board and join us and answer
Because I've been
those
fielding
things.
several telephone calls just this week alone of people needing assistance
Yeah.
and how to get them to and walk. And we've been walking the dog a lot with them. And it was even this coming up week here. I have people that's going to be coming out of state that's going to because they need assistance. Just the
Yeah.
paperwork. How do I get this done? Who do I need to contact? Because a lot of people tell you this, they're not comfortable enough to go personally to the VA or go to the VSO. So if we can filter that bridge, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, and I think we talked about on those specific ones versus just maybe some of the organizations that are coming in to talk a little bit about what they do. But for those episodes, we've talked about having like an open line where folks can call
Yes.
in. And so we'll make sure we advertise that a lot ahead of time. We'll have folks email questions in if they don't feel comfortable or they're not able to kind of make the live time that we're going to record. We'll make sure that's all available. We'll have an open line for people to call in and ask these individuals questions. And then obviously we can field some questions that are asked, prior to
Yes.
as well. So we'll definitely make sure that's known. So I love that. But here's a couple other opportunities that we
What do
have
we have?
too, right? We got
Tell
the
me about it.
donation link. That's on me. We got to get the donation link out.
That's on
That's
who?
just the standard. We're going to get that out.
Okay.
That's through Zephy, but we're going to make sure it's on our website. So if you go over to our website at any given time, which is www.heroesunheard.org, well, I think it looks sharp. I love it. We got to
Okay.
add a little bit to it. We got a little
We'll get it
information
worked
in
out.
there.
That's you.
One of those things is just an ongoing donation link. You can do a one-time donation at any time. You can set yourself up for monthly donations, annual donations. So if it's something that you want to do and you forget maybe to do it, you can set yourself up for any amount. We've talked about any amount of a monthly donation or yearly donation. So head over to our website, but I'm going to get it out on the Facebook
Okay.
page too as just a reminder, but there's a dedicated link for that. Something else I'm super excited about, been working really hard
Tell me
about
about
this,
it.
is our merch store. Everybody's been asking, they love the shirts that we have. They
Mainly me. I mean, I've been,
they love that. Well, it takes
that's your
time,
thing. That's your
Reginald.
thing.
It takes time, Reginald.
Okay.
Right? I got to meet with some local folks, right?
Yes.
We got to make sure it's good. We can't just put stuff out there. You know me, I like it, but it's coming soon, right? We're going to have a merch store. When we drop that, we'll have an opportunity to buy, whether it's a variety of different of the foundation that we're both wearing today, that logo, and the various different versions of that. We'll make sure that we also get some stuff out with the hat,
Gotta get the
right?
hat.
The podcast, but I
Huge.
mean, with the podcast, we can't forget about our podcast
Yes.
logo. So we're going to get some merch out there, right?
Okay.
I know hats is a big thing.
Yes.
Everybody loves hats, but I want to make sure we get some other merch.
I got my
out
kids
there,
even
too.
asking for hats.
I'm working on
it's
it. I got to
probably
make sure we
me.
get a good product.
Okay, it's a problem
I gotta
right now.
make
for
sure
me.
we get a good product.
Okay,
right?
correct.
So we're gonna get good products. We're gonna make sure we have really awesome merch, and we're gonna make sure that gets out there. Obviously, any donations.
See, you got
I'm
me.
sorry, or
You
any,
got me sparked up now.
Right.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
yeah,
Keep talking good stuff.
anything through our merch store will be some great donation
Okay.
money to that can support us as well. So that's another huge opportunity
Yes.
that we're gonna get ready to drop soon, too.
Okay, I'm gonna drop a bomb on you right quick. Okay. You ready? Because the weather's
I don't
getting
know
good.
if I'm ready.
How my man say it? You in or you out?
I'm in. Drop it on me.
That's what I want you to say, Tony. That you're in.
Well, I
'Cause
don't know
you
what I'm
already
in for,
there.
but I'm in for it.
You were already there, so it is. So the weather's getting better, right? So with the weather getting better, and we owe these dates to you all, but we're already working in collaboration with Ace's Barbecue, which is out in Grantville,
Yep.
next to the casino area, where we're actually going to start doing some evening shows, adult time, to sit there and have a meal outside, converse, talk about things, have other individuals that are there that they can sit there and have conversation with, those VA reps and stuff that are out there. Those representatives are going to have those people out there as well. And those who like to sit there and smoke cigars, it's going to be a pairing as well going on. And I'm working that right now through Harrisburg Beer and Cigar and Aces.
I think that's fantastic.
Yes.
Billy over 6'11" talked about possibly a ski shoot.
Let me tell you what I talked about last night with Billy.
As it was getting a little, maybe towards the end of summer, right?
Yes.
We've talked about that as something that's going to be coming
Yes.
out. What else did you talk about?
Well, let me tell you, I spoke to him. We're
He's
looking
phenomenal.
at using the back of his area
Yeah. The
to bring a
patio.
food truck back there
Yeah.
for cigars and as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's phenomenal, and he has those things out in the front of his location too. So I mean,
Yes.
Billy's just a phenomenal human
Yes,
being.
they're
and,
on it.
I love Beer and Cigar, Nick and James, and all the phenomenal folks I've met. I mean, that's where I've met you, right?
You're right. That's the way to be. Tell it like it
it's
is.
a phenomenal place.
Yes.
But Billy is just a tremendous human being, and his wife Jillian is just as amazing. They're just really phenomenal people. So, spread the love. We're not a cigar organization ourselves. We got to
No.
make sure that we continue to talk about PAC and some stuff.
So we
that's
got
coming
Pat.
up through
Harrisburg
them,
Beer and
right?
Cigar.
I know we
611.
talk a lot about cigars, but we're not, right? We want to
Yeah.
make sure we have family-friendly events as well. So some outdoor events, some ski shoot, right? We definitely are going to work in a late fall gala, or more of like a formal sit-down
Yes.
indoor kind of. Everybody get dressed up, do some dancing,
Yes.
have some music, a plate of dinner, and again, we could either do a raffle, maybe a live auction, silent auctions. We don't know yet, but we're scaling, right? But I definitely know we have a tremendous, and again, that goes back to what we talked about. The number of people that have come out of the woodwork and said, "Hey, have you thought of?" Or "Hey, I could do," or "Hey, let me help you plan," or "I'll plan." Billy said, "I'll plan the ski shoot," right?
Yes.
Like, it's really made me feel good. That again, there's so many people that need help, but there's so many people that want to help, and they may not know how to, or I wanted to do this for a while, and I just needed that little extra push that
Again,
you
it's
gave
going
me.
from that micro to a macro level.
And if we can just be the channel that
Yes.
kind of causes it all to come
Conduit's
true.
more better. I like that word
Conduit,
better.
right? Catalyst, right?
Oh, here's scientific.
Whatever you want to do, man.
Okay. Yes.
there's so many great people that are doing great things, and we just want to make sure that they get highlighted just as much. So I'm really excited for this year, but it's already been pretty great.
It's been an awesome start.
It's been a phenomenal start for sure.
Thank you.
So much. Thank you. And thank you for everybody out there. So again, I mean, none of this is possible. I mean, we're putting some legwork in for sure, but none of this is possible without you folks. And remember, none of this, what we got going on, and our ability to have these great events, and our ability to have a cigar around stories, are those folks out there previously and still and in the future that are fighting every day to keep our families safe. Laying down their lines, regardless of what we believe or where we should be in the
Yes.
countries and what's happening in the bigger scheme of things. These folks don't have a say in that. These folks go where they're told to go, do what they're told to do.
That's it.
And all of it is with the very real possibility that their life. And I don't take that lightly, that these folks put their life on their line for me, my children, and my future. And so please, continue to keep that in mind. So again, thankful to them, thankful for everybody that showed out, thankful to all of our partners that have showed up to continue to make sure that these stories and this support gets out. Thank you to the reps that we have on those levels, and just as we're speeding up and picking up in this area, we're hopeful that more folks, not hopeful in a positive sense, but
Yes.
more folks reach out so that we can help, right? So we're doing all this great support. So again, just
Don't
quick.
close out right now. I know
Just-
you get me to it.
Nope.
I want to do one thing.
There's one more thing that I want to drop as well before
Okay.
we wrap up, so you do it too.
Can I drop this right quick before you?
I mean, this is
And
how
then
many
I'll let
bombs are you allowed
Hey,
to have
man,
in a certain?
look, as many as it is, this is what goes
I
on.
wasn't prepared.
Hey,
You didn't
you know
send
what?
me any of these cliff notes.
No, I did, but you know what?
All right, drop it.
Okay, here we go. When the last time? When have you ever thought that you people say, "Hey, I have an engineer"?
An engineer, what?
That's what I'm talking about right there. Hey, engineer, come around here right
Yes, sir.
quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh. I've never been, I've been growing up and I've been sitting there thinking, mustard! Yeah, we got an engineer. I got one too.
This guy, he needs FaceTime. He's an amazing
Yes,
individual.
tell him who you are.
I'm Chris Thomas, station steward here at the Voice 17104. Proud to be a part of the team.
He's our man. He's the one that makes sure all this comes to you. He's the one that loads it up for us. He's
Yes.
definitely deserves some face time.
Thank you, engineer.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Look, I got an engineer. Well, we got an engineer.
I have an engineer. My son graduated college. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
It's called a blessing.
I don't know. I mean,
It's
he
a
doesn't
blessing.
have
You
all
call
my
it
blood,
like
but
that. All right.
you know, he's got some engineering stuff. Looking at some grad schools. He was flew in. Flew in.
Yes,
Wow,
yes.
wow,
From Indiana to spend the night. The
Wow.
sucker, won that bottle that I really wanted. And
I was kind of rough. I'm
to
gonna be
this
honest.
day,
I
he
saw
hasn't
it.
shared any with me. I gotta
He's
talk
not
to him
supposed
about
to.
that. I gotta talk to
He's
him
not
about that.
supposed to.
But flew in from Indiana to spend some time
Yes.
too. I mean, it was really awesome to see him there, laughing, having a good time, being able to share one of our cigars.
Wow,
Having a cigar with him. It was really heartwarming.
Yes.
Not to get mushy. My friends, your friends, they all showed up, but to really put this in context, let me share. Let me be that the bomb
Please,
that wraps
go
this
ahead.
up. Let me hold it for a second. We got a couple more things I want to highlight. I want to share a story
You want some tissue?
that I haven't cried in a
Get
few
yourself
years.
prepped.
It really.
Because I see it.
I'll share a little bit about my personal story. That's kind of unrelated.
Okay.
And I don't want to put people on blast, but I think it really summed up, completely unsolicited, what was happening at that launch event. That was really what we're starting to build. So anyway, just quick reminders. Let's drop some information. So we got our Facebook page.
Yes.
We got two. You can follow both. You can follow one or the other. We're sharing, we're liking, but we got one that is designated for the podcast. So
Yes.
we got Heroes Unheard Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Follow that on Facebook. We're live right now. You'll see updated posts for episodes that you may miss. But we're really keeping a lot of podcast-specific stuff there. We'll also make sure that we advertise upcoming guests.
Yes.
All the information. We have a live call-in show, right? So if you want information on our podcast, those types of things, follow us on Facebook and socials.
Correct.
At Heroes Unheard Podcast. Also, if you want to follow not old episodes, but you want to keep a track of some of our episodes, we have the Heroes Unheard Podcast YouTube channel. So follow over there. We got a lot of folks checking out our podcast on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Not a ton of subscribers on the YouTube, but it's a growing process. But you can either follow us on Facebook, scroll down through all our episodes, or you can go over to the YouTube page that Chris is managing for us. Is really doing great things over there to see
The
all
engineer.
of our,
Just the engineer.
or the engineer.
Yes.
The engineer is taking care of it for us. So we have that. Then we have the Heroes Unheard Foundation Facebook, Instagram page,
Yes.
right? You can check us out on either one of those. Just for general events, right? General announcements. Again, we post our episodes for our podcast on there as well, but that's more related to what we're doing as a foundation.
Yes.
So you can check out, that's where we'll put information about how you can donate, that donation link. That's where we'll drop some information specifically about the Easter basket drive we're going to do. So check out this weekend or the coming days for information about that.
Okay.
So make sure that everybody out there, we want to make sure that we continue to have folks follow us on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, and that is Heroes Unheard Foundation. Website looks beautiful. Again, head on over there for some information. It's growing. We need to put some events page up there. We want to put some resource page up there.
Yes.
So that folks that do reach out to us, or maybe come to the show, not come to the show, we can start listing them so that folks that need some resources or curious of who might be out there, a variety of different things, can pop over and check that out and see all these links to other organizations. So website's growing, but we have that donation link is on there as well. We'll have additional information about Easter drives. Definitely when the merch store is live, all that will be on the website. We'll launch that announcement. So we got a lot of great ways to get in touch.
Yes.
All right, so Heroes Unheard Podcast. That's the Facebook or the YouTube. We also have the Heroes Unheard Foundation. We got that on Facebook or Instagram. And then www.heroesunheard.org. Great Facebook
Website.
page.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, website page. Yep. Contact information is on there, so if you want to be part of the show, you can reach us on any one of those. If you have a question about a topic you want to be covered, you can reach out on any of those. Or if it's just a general call for service or call for help, you can reach out to us in any one of those.
Yes.
So lots of different ways to get a hold of us.
Yes, it is.
Cool.
I guess so.
So
Now-
you want to make sure that, again, to stop over Billy
You
at
wanna
the
look at that.
611 Collective. I'll be toting on this one a little bit later today.
Ah!
Toting on the tape a little bit later today after we wrap up. But let me share this story.
Yes,
Let
that's
me-
what I
let's
want to
wrap
hear.
this up,
But
all
you got
right?
me all.
It's going to be the Cliff Notes because, we don't need the whole time, right? But several years ago, about 20 some years ago, actually, had a little bit of a falling out in our family, personally, on my dad's side of the family. Don't really want to get into the specifics of it, right? But it was an unfortunate kind of fallout around some stuff that really left my dad hurt. Really left him questioning the bigger definition of family. Never have we questioned each other, the five of us, my mom and dad. I have two younger brothers, and obviously my kiddos now, all boys. Right? Some aunts and uncles that get sprinkled in there, right? But never really questioned that level of it. But for a long time, it really wasn't an active conversation for him and I in recent years. But there's been a time or two that we've talked about it, and it's really left him really hurt. It really left him. And it's not repairable of what they did to him without knowing the details. It's really hard for that. He just can't get that back the way that what they did to him, and really struggled. And so we show up at the launch party. Everything's happening, man. You and I mean, I love you like a brother. All my very dear friends showed up throughout the night. Right, the money, the firefighters. Everything's great. My birthday was in February, and so some of my closest friends put a little surprise cupcake balloon thing in the back of the room without me knowing. And I don't know if he knew that I heard him say it, but all in all, my dad sat there, in kind of a moment, and he literally looked at my friends and said, "Thank you.
Wow.
This is I never knew the true meaning of family until I looked around tonight." And I think what we're doing, I think what you've done for me, I think the people that have showed up in my life, my friends, again, my oldest flying in, right? The community showing up, whether not even about the money, I'm not showing up with money, right? But just showing up
Just a
to
sheer support.
spend the
I'm
time.
here.
All in all, my dad who's turning 69, he just turned 69 yesterday. His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Dad. To really like collectively after 20 some years of that, really just be able to sit back and just say, this is like, I get a new sense of what family is. Like really, I don't think I can ever say thank yous enough to everybody. That has really given that back to my dad, and has given me that blessing. So I will be eternally grateful. Outside of numbers, outside of what we're able to do, outside of all the other bullshit, for everybody that's shown up for me, has shown up for this project, and has shown up for our local community, and has really given something back to my dad that was taken to him so long ago. So that's what we're doing here, and I hope that we can continue to do that, Reginald. I hope we continue to give that sense of family, sense of connection and community back to our local heroes, our veterans, our emergency responders, all the organizations that have showed up to support those folks that need their story shown. What I hope that we can do is give back the sense of family in a community that, in a country, that sense of family seems to be pulled apart quite a bit through what we go through.
Yeah.
So with that, let's wrap it up. Say thank you to everybody. So follow us, get back over on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Check us out on our website. Let us know what we can do or to help you guys. We'll send some information out of the way that you guys can help us. And let's just continue to do great things for our local communities. Thank you again to the Voice 17104, the engineer, for everything that he's done for us today, and for all of our folks that have sponsored and have shown up. And thank you to all of you vets and emergency responders that keep us and our families safe. We'll see you next time.